Hi everyone, I hope you can hear and see me. My name is Pinar Ozcan and I am a professor of entrepreneurship and innovation at Said Business School. And I'm here to give you a taste of our fintech program, to tell you a little bit about some of the research that we're doing and to also answer questions together with my colleague Said. So let me see if I can get my slides up and then we'll get started. Okay, here they are. All right. So, um, first of all, just to give you a bit more information, if I can, I am the founder and director of the Oxford Fintech Research Centre, and a lot of what I'm going to talk about are topics that are research topics that are currently being investigated in that center. I have a PhD in strategic management from Stanford University and spent 10 years advising startups in Silicon Valley before making my way to Europe and then the UK. And I am passionate about tech strategy, whether it's for startups, for large firms. I look into some of the strategic implications of AI for the financial sector currently, and that's what we will be talking about today. The center, again, is called Oxford Future of Finance and Technology. All of the research that we do is free to read and consume over there. And there's a lot of interesting topics. One of the newest ones is financial wellness, and we're just starting a large study, 5-year study on understanding how fintechs can help financial wellness. So stay tuned for that. But what I'm going to talk about today is really the intersection of AI and finance. And within the financial sector, our research shows that AI is affecting, obviously, lots of fintechs are using AI, which is wonderful. Banks are a bit more worried about AI, but at the same time, starting to understand that there's no option but to integrate it into their products and services. And overall, what I can say is that AI is changing the financial sector in a major way. What does it do to products? And this, what you see in front of you, is a bit more generic than finance, but I'm going to help you interpret it in finance. So AI is making products cheaper, faster, and better. And better can mean different things in finance, but let's start with cheaper and faster. Imagine that you apply for a loan. If a machine has to give an answer based on looking at your application as well as anything and everything that it can find on you on the internet, as well as your credit history, etc., then the machine is going to make the decision in a way that's much cheaper than somebody investigating this for hours. And of course, it's also going to be much faster. And so we can see how automating certain analysis processes in finance is going to make financial products faster. If you think about Klarna, for instance, the buy now, pay later fintech, then what you can see is that within a few seconds you can get an answer. The funny thing is that because my last name is a bit unusual. It has two dots on top of the O. It always thinks I'm somewhere else and never gives me a buy now, pay later device. But I've given up on that. But for most people, it works. And what it does is basically within seconds, it pulls everything on you and is able to make a decision about how risky you are as a customer and whether you'll pay back. The last part here, the products getting better, is, in my opinion, is what's exciting, because that's Gen AI for you. And Gen AI can help us hyper personalize products in order to make them fit exactly what you need. So, for instance, I'm originally from Turkey. And I travel there every now and then because I have my parents and some other family there. And because I often spend my money in pounds or Turkish liras, and sometimes in dollars, as I go to the US quite often for research purposes, a credit card or some sort of a travel mileage card that helps me kind of spend money and perhaps get discounts in these places would work really well for me. Whereas I probably don't need one for Australia, right? And so these hyper-personalized products and services, getting you a mortgage when you have a really unsteady income, but every now and then you get bursts of income. Imagine that you're a kind of high-profile consultant. You may not do something for 6 months and then you get a really large project, etc. Now, all of these existing financial products typically don't work if you fall outside of that kind of really normal curve, right? But we can now hyper-personalize products with Gen AI and make them available to anyone and everyone who is just a tiny bit different and potentially a really lucrative customer for a bank or a fintech. One of the cases that you would read in the program, in the fintech program, is about a fintech called Rise. And I am really a big fan of them because what they're doing really matters. It's almost a perfect example of financial inclusion, but it's a for-profit company. So this company is from Dubai, and the founder has a mission to make sure that the 250 million migrants in the world are able to get to financial services. Because typically, if you're a low-skilled worker in a foreign country, your financial situation is not great to start with, but you also, if you don't speak the language of that country, it's very difficult for you to open savings accounts and send your money somewhere else, etc. So you're really excluded from financial services. So this company was able to reach the millions of migrant workers in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and now in other places by training chatbots in the main languages in which these people spoke, whether this was, dialects from India or Persian or Turkish or Tagalog or any other languages. And so only after training their chatbots were they able to go to market and then get lots of customers and became the fintech of the year for many years in a row. We wrote a case on them in Oxford, and you will be reading this case and discussing it as part of the course. Financial inclusion is something that AI really powers, and I am passionate about that because when we look at the main reasons for people's kind of health issues, especially mental health issues, we see that financial health is one of them. Financial inclusion matters because if you don't have access to services for saving your money, investing your money, even keeping your money safe, if you have to put it under your pillow, then we can say that this can severely impact your mental health. And if you look at the world, we see that financial exclusion impacts women and people of color much more than otherwise. And so this is also a reason to make sure that we democratize finance. And within that, I can say that there are lots of important founders that are looking into this and have made their mission. And I made it my mission to put a spotlight on these founders. So here are four of them for you that you can read about under our initiative called Inspiring Female Founders, which you can find on the web. And the first one, Louise Hill, is a founder who is trying to teach teenagers about the value of money and how to save it and how to spend it and invest it into causes that they believe in, like the environment or animals. Anne Boden is perhaps the most successful female founder in the UK. She has started Starling Bank and really has gone after small to medium enterprises because she realized that they were being omitted by large banks because they were not lucrative enough. Padmini Gupta is the founder of the fintech that I just told you about, Rise in the Middle East. And Romina Savova is the founder of PensionBee, which is a fintech that is trying to make pensions much easier to understand, starting in the UK and then in the rest of the world. There are also lots of regulations that help us because in order to use AI in finance, you need to be able to reach data. Open banking and open finance are two initiatives that you would get to understand a little bit better within the fintech course, because these are ways in which a fintech can get to data, either directly by getting customers' consent or by partnering with banks in order to make sure that they can provide something that the bank finds valuable for their customers. So we also talk a lot about B2B fintech. So just to wrap it up, some of the things that are exciting for me about AI, first of all, is the fact that AI can increase financial inclusion because it makes it much cheaper to reach more customers and to give them financial services, and then understand their needs and even offer new products just for these customers through hyper personalization. But at the same time, I need to tell you that AI, if it goes unregulated, can also cause a lot of damage. This is one example of that damage, and it's 5 years old. And this fintech Robinhood, which is US based, has really learned their lesson, and they have become a champion of financial health and healthy financial decision making today after having such a crisis. But we can say that these kinds of news about how fintechs can, slowly nudge people towards more risky behavior and get them to go into the red in a big way, are cautionary tales about how regulators shouldn't just be thinking about the law, but also understand how fintechs are building their algorithms and how behaviorally they're changing us humans, both in the area of finance and other areas. The last thing that I will say on the topic is that we also have to recognize that in the world of AI, those who have data will become richer and those who don't have data will become poorer. And when we look at who has data in this world, we have to start with big tech, not just the Googles and the Metas and the Amazons, but also the Alipays and the WeChats of the world have lots of data on their consumers. So it's not just even a matter of time, but they're already coming into finance in a significant way. And that's part of what we would discuss in the course as we think about what services these big tech firms find attractive and what services they would never go into strategically because it doesn't make sense for them. So that's it from me. So I will turn it over to the team here. But it's great to have a chance to tell you a little bit about the fintech course and to see if you have any questions. Over to you, Sayed.
Absolutely, Pinar. Firstly, like it was, I think, a very wonderful session and gave us all a very deep understanding about the program and the offerings of it. So thanks a lot for the insightful session. So for everyone who has joined, the upcoming cohort for the FinTech program is coming up on 4th of February, and we will be taking up applications for the same up till 2nd of February. The entry requirements are nothing as such because we promote everyone to join the program and get an understanding about this industry and gain deeper insights into it. The fee for the program is £2,200, and I would be delighted to inform you all that we are coming up with a New Year campaign, which is our New Year New Me campaign, which is potentially that within starting of the new year, we get into new skills and enhance our understanding about this particular industry. So you will be finding the code for the same in the chat mentioned. The enrollment link is up. So whoever is interested can directly go and set up their account and enroll themselves. We do offer group bookings as well for organizations where you are, like, for example, you're looking at about 10, 20, 30 odd individuals. So we do offer certain corporate discounts and corporate partnerships. And do write us on online exec ed at sbs.ox.ac.uk, and we can definitely take the conversation forward from there. Like in case you have any further doubts, anything you want to discuss on a one-on-one basis, we do offer consultation calls as well with our senior program consultants. So you can scan the code that is mentioned below in order to set up a call with us. So moving on to the Q&As. We will be going through the Q&As which are there, and then accordingly, Pina, over to you to answer them.
That sounds great. So content related questions to me, please, and then more questions about the format of the program or otherwise to Sahej. Senti. Are they able to unmute themselves, Sahej?
No, not exactly. They should be able to put it in the Q&A.
Okay, let me
Yes.
see if I can get access to that. Let's see. Okay, great. Do we see any in the chat? If I don't spot it, but you do, please let me know, Sahaj.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
Okay, one new message. Let's see.
Um, I don't know if the chat is accessible to people.
There's one hand up. Um, Let me see if I can allow them to talk. Gonzalo, are you able to unmute yourself? I just gave you permission. Love to hear from you. Okay, while we wait for Gonzalo, I'll also let Fortune unmute herself. I'm muting you in the meantime, Gonzalo. Fortune? Yes, you've got contact. Oh, wait, we can't really understand you. Hmm. It seems like it's not possible for us to hear them.
Yeah, neither I think the Q&A is popping up.
Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Daniela, I've just given you permission. See if you can talk.
Hello, can you hear
Yes,
me well?
excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect, wonderful. Thanks a million for the presentation. It's very, very interesting. I'm wondering, could you please answer, maybe reiterate, probably I have missed this moment. What is exactly the duration of the course? Is it online or is it on site? And also whether we will have some hands-on sessions or some people coming, representatives from a different industries who would provide some case studies or the examples of where to utilize a certain specific guidances or I don't know, just the real life examples. So whether it's
Mhm.
included in the program, and if you could just add more information about that. Thank you.
So, Sahij, let me answer the content questions, and then you can answer the how long and all the
Sure.
format
Sure,
questions. Yeah.
Pinar.
So I'll get started. So the course is designed in such a way that all of the cases are real life cases, and some of them are from fintechs, and some of them are from banks, and all of them are cases that are kind of relevant today. And in addition, so the whether it's entirely online, yes, it's entirely online, and it includes one live session either with me or with my colleague near Balkan. And that comes about halfway through the course that we get another session like this where I tell you some other stuff that's going on in fintech. And then we get to interact just like in this format. And otherwise, all of the modules are being moderated, and there's also some amazing colleagues of us who are helping you as tutors as you complete the projects and then as you move on towards. And there's a project that you build across the course. In terms of format, I'll turn over to Sahej.
Sure. Thanks, Pinar. Adding on to what Pinar mentioned, so it's a 6 weeks program and it's completely online and it's a combination of asynchronous learning. So you will be having pre-recorded lectures, which you will have to spend about 7 to 10 hours on a weekly basis. And the flexibility is completely up to you. Like however you want to do that, you want to like spread it across the week, do it on the weekends, completely your call. And apart from that, as Pina mentioned, there are going to be continuous live sessions which are going to be there with the head tutor, the professor, and also you have a lot of support elements as well. You have a success advisor and also a program tutor as well in order to help you guys out with academic as well as non-academic queries. I hope that answers the question, Daniela.
Yes, it definitely does. Thanks a million for that.
Yeah.
And also, if I may have one more question, follow-up question to the context of the course itself, will it be more startup focused and adoption of AI in a startup environment, or it also includes the global, for instance, enterprise when you are working with a large data sets with the big data? So, will
Yeah.
those examples going to be also provided? Thank you.
Yeah, so fintech is relevant not just for startups, but it's also an important topic for banks and other large enterprises. And for instance, it's very important for people coming from that world to understand what partnerships are possible, what we need to think about. And so there is more than one module that is dedicated to understanding fintech from a large enterprise point of view. This is a very important part of the puzzle.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Great. Let's see if we can unmute Toby now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi, thank you, Pina. I just want to ask, do we have any of like a format of assessments or like assignment throughout the course?
Okay, Sahej, go.
Yes, so you do have assignments throughout the course. So there are a combination of assignments. So obviously, one is going to be a case study based assignment which you will be working on, which is most as like Pina shared one of the examples of RISE. So you will be working on a certain kind of that case study, and that will build up on the grades for the same. Apart from that, you do have MCQ questions. You do have tests which are going to be there on a weekly basis. Plus, you do have certain points of your activity in the group as well, like how active you are in the group chats and how active you are contributing to that particular cohort. So it's a combination of all these segments, but obviously the major chunk is going to be the projects that you will be working on. So the combination of these will be the final grading, and you have to score at least 50% in order to secure the fintech certification and become an alumni of Oxford University.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Let's see if we can go to Ansuma. Ansuma, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Great.
Thanks, Mina, for the presentation. That's really helpful. So I work in the fintech industry, and I also work quite actively in the role of AI and uh, especially the generative AI, how it's taking place in fintech. And my aspiration is to do some sort of research in the future. So
Mhm.
my question was predominantly based on if this course can be a stepping stone towards, understanding more about the field in terms of the research, and also as a pathway for the PhD program. Is that something which is feasible?
Mhm. That's a great question. So the first part, which is, does this help you understand what is needed for research? What research studies are interesting for the future? Absolutely. And while you're completing the course, I would encourage you to reach out to me as the director of the Oxford Fintech Centre to see whether there are any projects that we can encourage you to do. And sometimes if a student has time to dive deeper into these projects, we can publish white papers with them, industry white papers, which you would see on the Research Center website. In terms of whether this is a good kind of segue to the PhD, I would say that it helps you understand the industry better, and it can help you find whatever you feel passionate about and pinpoint that. But it's not necessarily a formal kind of funnel that feeds into the PhD. So what I would suggest to do is that after the course, you schedule some time with us either on Zoom, or if you're local, then we can meet and invite you to the school to discuss what your research idea is for the PhD, and then find out more about the PhD program and make an official application. We would treat that separately, but hopefully the FinTech course can help you understand what you feel passionate about within the sector.
Oh, great. No, thanks for that.
Excellent. Do we have any other hands? I wonder whether we should try Gonzalo one more time.
Yeah, so can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, you're there. Great.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, so my question was if we would have in the end of the course one the opportunity, let's say, to write an essay for evaluation, but I saw that you already answered to the previous colleague, so I was kind of clarified with your answer.
Yeah, absolutely. You do.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Pinar.
Hi, Toby. Yes.
Hi, I just browsing the web page of this course, and I saw like there are some like industry experts, contributors. So I just wonder how often will we talk to them, or like yeah, what's the frequency of the guest speaker? I don't know how much time we will spend with them during the
Yeah,
course.
so in terms of the course that is prepared, every single module has several guest speakers. So you get a lot of information from them, but these are pre-recorded. They're recent, but pre-recorded. In addition, sometimes during the live session, I have guest speakers that I go into a conversation with. So for instance, when was this? About 2 months ago, we were together with Martin Muller, who works for one of the large financial institutions and is responsible for their AI initiatives. So that was a really interesting conversation, which we got to record and then put on the web. So guest speakers can also be part of the live session, but in addition, there are also maybe dozens of pre-recorded guest speaker conversations as part of the course. Like we believe in bringing the industry voice to you. So just as much as you see me, you see a guest speaker, I would say.
Thank you very much.
Great. I think we may be running out of time. So Sahej, would you like to
Yes.
close the session?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so for further, I understand like many of you must be having more questions. I can see some like more hands as well. So definitely you can get your questions resolved. Please, you can scan the QR code which is mentioned below for booking a one-on-one consultation if you want to have that, or you can even write to us on the email address which is mentioned. And definitely we'll be more than happy to take up the interaction forward and answer all your queries. And rest, if you if you have all your queries and everything resolved, please you can go ahead and enroll. And please do not forget to mention the 20% discount code, which is going to be live from 4th of December onwards for this new year. Yeah. So
Thank
again,
you so
thanks a
much,
lot,
everyone.
Pina. It was a fantastic session. And yeah, thank you
My
very much.
pleasure, and great. Thank you for the questions, and hope to see you in the course. Take care. Bye.
Bye.